Awesome. Welcome back. So we're going to jump into lesson 2 of the Gratitude Masterclass. And you've just completed lesson 1, the Master Key Revealed. And I hope you've, been out there practicing your nature, giving thanks with your nature and things in your environment, and also things that cause you stress. And just keep going with that process because it's going to take you somewhere. But today we're going to look at the internal soul compass. And it's a navigational tool. A compass lets you know where you are. And it's really useful to know where you are when you feel disorientated and adrift and lost. And I think we can all relate to moments in our lives where we just don't know what the hell is going on. It's kind of like nothing makes sense, nothing's flowing, energy's getting blocked, things are not happening. And we're just kind of adrift without real direction, and certainly not manifesting what it is that we want in a clear and concise and conscious way. So this is a little tool that will help you with that. What we're doing right now is we're claiming authority over our own being and giving ourselves permission to develop our own soul and to govern our own soul. Really, what can happen is we spend a lot of money going to counsellors and therapists and teachers and clairvoyants and all sorts of people for guidance. And why? Why do I pay someone money to give me authority or to govern the direction of my own life? Why do we do that? What we need to do is actually become the captains of our own ships and start steering our souls in the direction that we want to go in. And with tools, we can do that. We just need some tools and some support and some directions on how to do that. So this lesson's going to actually teach you that. It's going to teach you how to use your compass so that you can be the captain of your own ship and direct your own course home. And this is really useful for those little niggling feelings when you just kind of feel like something's wrong, but you don't really know why. It's just that feeling that something's not right here, something's a little bit out of alignment. You could be very happily married, and you could be very happy in your job with what you do, but still there's that thing that's underneath that is bubbling, and it's just kind of like it's creating discord, it's creating disharmony. This is when you use your compass, because by human nature we are conditioned to avoid. And what I mean by that is we are conditioned to avoid our own pain and those feelings that are causing disharmony or discord. We don't like to go there. We don't like to look at them. And the reason why is obvious, because it hurts and it's not pleasant. To look at pain is not pleasant. So we do whatever we can to step aside from that by human nature. And some of the behaviours that we'll go into is confusion. It's like, will I do this or will I do that? Will I go to America for my holiday or will I go to the UK? Will I take that promotion or will I stay? Will I go and will I date that woman, or will I go and be with her? It's this head kind of trip where you're trying to navigate your life from a confusion-based seat, and also from a head-based seat. Another form of avoidance is stagnation, when just nothing's happening. Nothing. I remember kind of sitting on my lounge and watching a whole shoebox set of Sex in the City, and my life was stagnating. It was like 6 months. There's nothing going on. And I'd left my job as a nurse in the hospital, but I hadn't embodied and created my new thing. So I was just kind of locked down. We've also got resistance. Resistance is kind of like digging into. You've got to declutter your home, but you don't, and you in some ways you fight for it. You fight for not taking that action step, or for not washing your car. You kind of just dig in and go, no, I'm not doing that. Well, that's resistance. And then another form of avoiding is weather, which is basically emotions that are out of control. So highly reactive emotions such as rage, or getting angry with someone, or creating a drama, or getting upset, and ringing your friends and saying, I'm really upset about this because blah 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 blah. And that's kind of when your emotions are kind of doing you and riding you, as opposed to you getting on the surfboard and riding your emotions. And they're just little ways that we're avoiding. Truth is that healing and spiritual growth actually comes from facing your own void. So we want to get comfortable with that. We actually want to get comfortable with being with that part of ourselves that we don't like, because that is where the gold is. What your compass is, it's like a drop pin. It's a drop pin in the ocean for you to go, right, boom, this is where I am. I'm here. And once you know where you are, then you can actually make steps to get out of where you are. Now, imagine being a captain of a boat that's lost at sea and you have no navigational system. Which way are you going to go? You're completely disorientated because there's been a storm, your boat's been spun, and you actually don't know where to go. You're really at the mercy of the wind, and that's how a lot of people live their lives. They're at the mercy of the wind that picks them up and takes them here or takes them there and blows your boat around. And that's one form of doing life. There is another way of doing life as well, and that's living with intent. So basically our compass will bring awareness to where we are so that we can be with where we are and assess. Because awareness of yourself is enlightenment. That's all it is. There is no mystical take on enlightenment. It's not just for the rich and famous or for the Indians. Enlightenment is for you and me. And what that is, it's awareness of where you are right now. That's it. But in order to become that awareness, we need to slow down. And we need to slow down in our physical bodies so that we can vibrate faster. And the vibration's already coming into the planet, and what a lot of people are doing is getting picked up by that energy, and they're running. They're running with coffee, they're running with excitement, they're running with activities and adventures and things to do, and that's good. However, the vibration is running you. What we need to do is we need to stand still and let us run the vibration. That's different. Same, but different. So we're going to turn our light on. We're going to give attention to what is and where we are, and then we can notice what's going on, what's playing out on our TV screen, and we can do that when we actually realise where we are. So you've got your compass. Take it out. I'm going to show you how to use it. Got some worksheets in your inbox when you finish this slide. I want you to just choose a situation. Choose a situation that is annoying you, and it could be something like, I've got so many ideas, I've got so many possibilities, I've got so many things that I could do and create, but I can't decide which direction. Do I go here or do I go there? So we choose that situation and write it down. Step 1, writing down is powerful. Step 2, pray. Pray for divine guidance and make your intent known to those above you and those who love you and those who are watching over you. Make your intent known that you intend on navigating yourself out of this situation yourself. Prayer is a really important tool for this. You have to bring in the power of prayer. You have to defer to a higher power with this compass. Now we've got our mandala, and you'll notice that there's 4 particular points inside of that. We've got the mental, which is mind and our unconscious conditioning. We've got our spiritual body. Down in the green, we've got our physical body. So we've got, for those of you who don't realise this, we've got a physical body and a spiritual body always, and they're constantly in relationship with one another. And then we've also got an emotional body, and that is always in relationship to our mental body. There's always a dialogue going on between our emotions and our mind. It's never one thing. However, there will often be one point that is driving the disorganisation, or that the seat of the wound is in. And that's what we're going to find out. So you've got your issue, you don't know what's going on, you want some guidance, so you scan your mandala and you just let yourself be drawn to a particular quadrant. And then this is not a mind-based thing. This is not, that it's probably mental, or that it's probably physical. I don't want you to do that. I want you to get a pendulum, or put a rock on a bit of string, or just even, sometimes I close my eyes and I use my finger, and I let my finger just drop onto the mandala. And then when I find a seat, I may not agree with it, but I will still explore that possibility anyway. Could this be something in me that's emotional? Because what we're doing now is we're dropping into the unknown, the unconscious. The mind is conscious. We're dropping into the unconscious. So if you've landed on the spirit quadrant, what's most likely happening is that you're out of alignment with your values somewhere along the track. You've left your path, and you've been swayed into a life situation that is that's out of alignment with your spirit, and that is like a spiritual crisis. What happens is, when you're in a spiritual crisis, you will feel the tension inside of your body, and because any sort of misalignment with your spirit, i.e. out of alignment with your values, will manifest in a physical way. So it doesn't mean that the issue lies in your body. The issue is with your spirit, but it can manifest in your body. But now you've found the seat. Having a spiritual crisis, it's a value issue, and you need to go in now and reassess your values. If you've landed in the body quadrant, it means that I like to think of as the body as the last portal for transformation, the last place for healing and growth, the final shift. So it's kind of like we have all of the learnings and the lessons, and spiritually, and we release all of the emotions, and we've got our thoughts under control, but got this virus that comes up. What is that? And that is simply the energy of the past releasing itself through the physical body. And that's often what our bodies do, is detoxify and cleanse energies for our transformation and growth. We're going through an upgrade, and sometimes there's a little bit of detoxification to go through as well. If you've landed on the mental quadrant, it's thought-based. So you're basically carrying thought forms that are no longer true, that they're probably from a condition in your family, something that your mum carried, or an idea or a belief that your grandmother carried, and that thought form is been handed down to you, and you've accepted it as a baby. So you've got some thought forms to clear, and there's a lot of people now doing work on clearing thought forms, because they are all also energies. And also, if you have landed on mind, have a look at the work of Byron Katie, which is thework.com, because she is profound at helping you get this sorted out. It's actually a very, very deep process, and it will take you as deep as you are. So you can go through that portal, and then also just have a look at clearing thought forms. And then finally, if you've landed on the emotional quadrant, I actually had a little pattern that I couldn't shift. It just this pattern that kept coming up, and finally I just kind of said to the universe, I've had enough, and I asked the universe, where is this? This was actually the creation of my mandala. What's going on with this life event that keeps happening? where is the seat of this? And I just got that intuitively it was emotional, but I didn't know what it was. Like, I knew it was emotional, but I didn't know what the emotion was or where it came from. So I went and saw some friends and some wise people that know me well and I trust, and they all confirmed. Some people did a little bit of kinesiology and they all came back and said, yeah, it's emotional. So if you want to seek clarification and confirmation of what you've already come up with yourself, by all means go ahead and just get a little bit of confirmation, because then you can do your work. And if you've chosen the emotional quadrant, we have a whole lesson dedicated to that. So watch this space. So here's your worksheet. What is your quadrant saying to you? So what I want you to do is, when you've found the aspect that you live in, I want you to then give that a voice. So I don't want you to speak from you. I want you to speak from, let's just say for me, it was my emotions. I want my emotions to speak, i.e., how are you feeling? If it was your mental quadrant, let your mental quadrant speak, i.e., what are you thinking? What are you judging? If it's your spiritual quadrant, I want you to let your spirit body have a voice. So you take up your pen and you are writing from your spiritual body. And then also, if it's your physical body, let body speak. I am tired. I need a rest. You're pushing me and I don't like it. So let that part of you speak out onto these pages, because you're going to be spoken to, basically. Then we have a look at perhaps what's keeping you stuck. And we remember we had our four places of resistance, stagnation, confusion, weather. Just tune into kind of like the energy of your stuckness. Like what kind of personality type are you? If you're a Tyrian, you're probably resisting, and if you're more of an air sign like an Aquarius or something, you're probably going into confusion. And if you're emotional like me, you might have weather, and I have a lot of weather. And there's your worksheet. So you'll be given those at the end of this teaching, and there's one for each quadrant, and just keep these, and you can use this for any issue over and over and over again, and you don't have to have one. In fact, photocopy these sheets, keep a folder, keep a file, and whenever you kind of ever need to just do a little bit of self-guidance and self-navigation, grab your mandala, print that up as well, grab your worksheets, and away you go. We are becoming enlightened beings inside of a physical body. So we are becoming heaven on earth. We are becoming embodied. And that is happening at an ever-increasing rate. So you can go at your own pace. You don't have to keep up with the masses. You direct the speed at which your boat comes to harbour. Totally up to you, because God gave you the gift of free will. So you don't have to endure any weather or storms that you're not ready to endure. Take heart in knowing that. Sometimes I say bring it on, which is my normal MO. I'm an Aries, bring it on. And then sometimes I say stop, back off, leave me alone. I don't want to know. And that's okay too. That's when my Netflix gets a little bit of airtime from me. And also, if you feel like you're getting into sharky waters, you can stop the process. You can actually say, I'm in too deep, or you are in deep, and you keep going with courage and you pray. And remember, come back to the prayer, because it's really, really important. It's going to steer you right through the eye of the storm. There you go, you're on. And you've got your compass, you've got your key. You're going to get something else very shortly. In the meantime, you can share your journey. Come to Facebook, jump on, let us know how you're going. And as I said before, I'll be there, and I'd love to hear your feedback and your response, because this is an evolving process all the time, and I'm learning at the speed of light. So I want to hear how you're going as well. I really do. Big love.